I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're not being overlooked. You're being prepared at this time. I get this sense, and I don't have my tarot today. I've been in a weekend-long training, so I'm on my lunch break right now. But I did feel the desire to speak to you guys and channel some of the energy that I've been receiving. I still get the sense that for a lot of you, you're in this place in your life where you've really been cognizant, or there's been a lot of attention or effort that has been put lately into making things better. Like making things better, not just like in your life, but I'm getting for a lot of you, like there has been almost a sense of responsibility that you've been feeling, or there's like a sense for you that you need to almost become a better version of yourself due to external circumstances. So whether that is like, for example, your parent, you might be a mom or dad, you're really in this place where you're softening into this like acceptance and allowance of a new version of you to be created. But you know, a lot of times when we're going from rust to like gold, for example, or just like the process of like alchemizing, you know, something that maybe has felt rusty, right? Or painful, or stagnant. Like there is this almost like painful, irritating, inflammatory process that feels, you know, needs to happen. It's like with making glass, you know, there's a lot of heat that gets involved. There's a lot of sanding down, you know, there is a lot of pressure that has to occur in order for it to be molded, right? There is like a sense of malleability right now, that there's this energy of malleability that is taking place. And if you see my eyes kind of darting back and forth, it's because there are a lot of people out here right now. I'm in the middle of a park, so I am trying to center my energy and be here with you guys. I am getting at this time that a lot of you, again, are still taking space to be with yourself, but you are opening yourself up to the idea of being around other people, and you're almost like soft launching yourself back into a space where, and it's because this had to happen, right? Because you had to really take inventory of who was worth your space and your energy. Because again, right, if I'm talking to the same collective that I have been, you guys have been going through this period of time in your life where your energy was completely depleted by the people that were in your life, in your existence, that really no longer served a purpose, right? Like there was no space, not just like for them to be in your life anymore, but you were not given the space to be held, right? And so I'm getting this reemergence has had to take place in your own space, in your own time. There's a settling that has had to happen. And I am getting now that you guys are coming out of this space of sacred solitude. You are shifting forward into there's a renewal. There's a sense of rejuvenation. You have a better concept of yourself at this time than you ever have in your life. You have a better sense of purpose. And even though I'm getting the sense that for a lot of you, there still are kinks that are being worked out. Like there's things, of course, that you're sorting out. Maybe you're in this place where you're still like questioning or inquiring, is this really attached to me? Like the person I am now, the person I'm becoming? Like, is this something that the person I am today would do? Is this something they enjoy? Am I standing, you know, on this value because it matters to me today? Or is this an outdated maybe belief or value that no longer holds merit, you know, in my new existence, in my new version of myself? So that's pretty beautiful. Yeah, let's see if anything else. Birds. I think birds have been very significant for some of you, or maybe even the idea of taking flight. Like Or like, and even if it's not a literal bird, there's something symbolic about lifting yourself up, having a bird's eye view, having like a top down view of a situation. Some of you guys could literally have been astral projecting, like having out of body experiences. You're feeling more of an affinity to be outside again, like practicing grounding outside, breathing. You've really been aware of your life force energy is what I'm getting for a lot of you, like just being with the breath and how that serves you, how your body and your nervous system is responding to your breath. For some of you, I think that you have inherited or adopted a new routine. And this would be something in the form of, if it's not self-care, then it is like you have committed to doing something that you know is improving your relationship with yourself. So that's specific for some of you. For some of you too, there's been this distance that you've had with some members in your family, if not all of your family, because you're needing this time to really assess, like, is this system, does it support who I am becoming? Is there a reciprocity here? Is there a give and take in my relationships, especially with my family? Is the person that I am now, do these things that I represent, is it in alignment or congruence with my family? I get for a lot of you, like you're still almost on the tail end of a long pattern of, or not pattern, a long cycle of grief, but the grief and like closing out of chapters of experiences of maybe living situations, but I'm getting like family relationships where like you're trying to figure out how to love from a distance with some of your family. And that can be hard. It's very transformational, but that can be hard because there still is that inner resistance of, okay, but am I really the type of person that would go no contact, or the type of person that would push away? So you're still kind of having some judgments, I think, come up in processing, like how to release this, how to move forward. And that's okay. You know, just take your time, give yourself time to really feel into the entirety of this new process. You know, as long as you are allowing yourself to ask questions and having the feelings come up, there's nothing wrong with feeling angry. There's nothing wrong with feeling embarrassed, ashamed, regretful is what I'm getting for some of you. There's nothing wrong with feeling a sense of discomfort, but the discomfort is the catalyst. So as long as you are feeling any type of uncomfortable emotion, know that what you are feeling is going to be expressed. It's not being held in. So if you are expressing it, there is transformation that is taking place. I'm getting for a lot of you, you are going through a heart chakra, either upgrade or an opening like you've never experienced before. There might be some people that I'm talking to right now and you're like, I have never been an I can't, okay, so I'm like getting tongue-tied. I wonder if that's significant. Maybe, yeah, it's like really hard for some of you to verbalize your emotions. But what I was getting is, for some of you, you would say to like people or yourself, like, I've never been an emotional person. I'm not an emotional person. Or if maybe you're like somebody that compartmentalizes emotions and the mental aspect, right? So it's like you can feel into your emotions, but you typically are guided by your intellect or your mental processes. But I'm getting for a lot of you that's changing right now. Like it feels like you've been cracked open is what I'm hearing. Like there is a new level of flooding of like emotions, and they're not necessarily bad, but they can feel overwhelming. Like I've experienced that before. I totally understand that feeling of just being completely like struck by an emotional experience and be like fully being in that experience and it being all consuming. So I totally understand, you know, that the gravity of that and the urgency of that, how that can feel and how that can land. Let's see. I think for some of you, you are beginning something, a new chapter. Like for some of you, I'm getting like starting school, like you're either going back to school or you're starting school, or you might be changing careers. There might be a new endeavor that you're experiencing right now. And so there is a lot of like the theme of self-trust that's coming up. It's like, do I really trust myself to emerge and arrive and land? That's interesting because I was talking about birds and taking flight. So maybe for some of you, you felt like you've had to be in flight your whole life. You've never felt stable. You've always moved from place to place, people to people, or person to person, thing to thing, experience to experience. But you're learning to discover how much resonance and how much information and wisdom and knowledge of yourself actually comes with the stillness in those moments. And this is something I've talked about, right? Is like the sacred stillness. And I think there is this element, aspect of that you're really starting to not just logically understand, but you are feeling it. You're experiencing the essence of it. So that's transformational. You know, you're not, I think for the majority of who I'm talking to right now, if not all of y'all, that you are recognizing like, I am not the same person that I was, even if we break it down like a week ago, a month ago, because there's all these little, like subtle, it can even be subtle, like micro shifts in how you relate to yourself and maybe in relationships or relation to others. You've gotten to learn so much about almost like the crevices, right? The little like cracks within ourselves that need like something to be filled, like felt. Maybe felt would be, because I said field, but filled or felt. That could be relevant for a lot of you, because it's like you're recognizing there's little void spaces that are there, like within yourself, that you weren't aware were there before. And that's what enlightenment feels like, right? That's what awakening to your authentic self really feels like. It's like these little crevices that have never seen the light of day, you know, these little cracks that have never gotten nurturing or nourishing. There's never been any point where they've gotten acknowledgement or recognition or slowness. And I think for a lot of you, you're really like starting to understand the significance of that and the importance of that. And that's kind of what we're focusing on right now, it feels like, is like these sacred moments in time, these small spaces in your experience that are really, you know, getting you to a place where you are becoming filled again. But I do get, for a lot of you, it has felt like this pervasive emptiness. We've had to really sit and almost force ourselves to accept and be comfortable with being empty. And that is hard, because the ego has such a hard time with that, being that experience, right? Having to be attached to an experience of nothingness or voidness or emptiness. The ego does not like that, because there is no validation or information it can receive from supposed nothingness, right? The ego always needs something to be able to attach, you know, or derive its sense of identity from. And so I think that's why, if I'm talking to you right now and this is resonating, you are so strong. Your soul is, whew, I'm feeling like it's like a warmth just like expanding in my heart and soul, and going it like up from my throat. Some of you guys also might be working on like throat chakra healing too, but in tandem with your heart, because I felt it in my heart and then moved into my throat. So if I'm talking to you, your soul is, you are meant to be the person to go through these experiences, because you're meant to help other people process what this feels like. I think this is why so many people unfortunately get stuck right before they encounter a healing process or an awakening process, because they don't know what to do with the nothingness. A lot of people, if you've experienced this before, there's no one you can talk to about it. There's no one that can resonate with that feeling of, I had to empty completely my sense of who I was so I could build that back up. That is not an easy feat at all. Like, a very small percentage of people and souls are here and meant to actually do that work, to awaken to that. So I want to just emphasize that for y'all and highlight that. Like, this, if you are doing this work right now, if this is resonant for you, you are on the right path, and this is going to be revealed to you. Even if it's not, a complete timeline shift in a drastic way, you jump from one life to the next. Like, it's not typically how it happens, but there will be, maybe small felt senses of more alignment, right? More coherence, heart coherence. There's more of a sense of peace, of stillness, and a comfort that lies in that stillness, a safety, a trust, that ever-growing seed of trust that is blooming and developing within you. And there's such an alignment that's happening for you guys. There's a calibration, a fine-tuning that's happening for your soul, for your mind, your body at this time. You might be very aware of your bodily sensations more than you have been. There might be, for some of you, there's pain that is resurfacing right now, because a lot of times when you do, emotional healing, or you're working on healing your energy in your body, your soul, like, that is a manifestation of that stuck energy that was needing to be processed. So if that is happening, be gentle with yourself, some gentle movement, find ways to gently express that out of the body, not to force it. But all this can happen. What I'm hearing is, like, the overall theme is just gentleness, like gentle experiencing of yourself, being a gentle observer of your experience of yourself at this time. I honestly feel like I could go on about, kind of what is coming through right now. I don't have a lot of time, but trust in the unfolding. Trust in your body and your soul and yourself. You are the person that can handle it. And I know this because you are the type of person that has grown through challenge. You are okay with being uncomfortable. Of course, nobody wants to feel discomfort, right? But you are the person that has allowed yourself to feel uncomfortable before. And you are the type of person that, in every experience that you've gone through, you have had an understanding that there is a purpose behind it, is also something that's coming through. Yeah, you're allowing yourself to be molded together. I saw this visual in my head just now, all these pieces, right? The trauma, the pain, the suffering, right? That we all are exposed to in our lives, because this is what molds us. It is a catalyst for remembering who we are. And so all these, like, little pieces of, maybe it's like a vase. If you guys are familiar with the concept of kintsugi, it's like a Japanese art form where, you take broken pieces, maybe of like a ceramic, like pot or dish or cup. And when you are molding these back together, there is like gold that is lined in between the cracks where the original breaking occurred. And so now this piece, it still functions the same. It still can have, the same functionality, but on the outside, there's a transformation. And even on the inside, like, things aren't going to look completely the same. But there is a beauty in that breakage. There's a beauty in the breaking. That's beautiful. There's beauty in the breaking. Because when you come back together, and you will, you're going to literally radiate and shine. And those pieces that once felt like voids, that chasms that could never be filled, they're going to be filled, and they're going to be plated with gold. Wow. There's such a big purpose to your pain. It's making me emotional a little bit, because I can feel and sense into how sensitive this has been, how much effort and conscious awareness, and forcing yourself to look at the pain even when you don't want to. And you have awakened a new, like, there is an ownership of yourself that you're taking at this time, but it's beautiful because you have relinquished the old version of yourself, and you're like co-signing, you're signing the paper on this new version of yourself. And it's like, yep, that is the brand that I want to go with. This is me. I have assembled this, right? So just get ready, because like if you exist in these, like as this soul, and you relish in these new experiences, like there's never not going to be a time where you have a level of appreciation or trust or peace in like if it's in a level of uncertainty or a new experience, or you know, whatever it is, socializing with new people, moving, like you're going to have the natural human experiences, right, of like the anxiety, what if this doesn't work out, what if I'm making the wrong decision, but you're going to do it anyway. And there's going to be such a beautiful like peace in the resoluteness of your decision, because the level of self-trust that you have now looks so different from the level of trust that you had prior. I'm buzzing in my body. This message is so, woo, it's coming in strong. So this is definitely for you if you're watching this. If you're watching this and this is resonating for you, it's no question that this is for you. I think that I'm going to end it here. Please, if this was resonant for you, if this helped you, or you just feel seen by this, I would love to hear your personal experiences. We're in this together. Like, this is this beautiful journey of becoming. And that's kind of what the Evolved Essence, my YouTube channel, is really trying to encapsulate, is that there is such a beautiful, sacred art of becoming and evolving into an essence, right? That you're not just a person, a thing, you are an essence that can be felt, that can be experienced, that can transmute, that other people can literally heal from. So never doubt your essence. Never doubt the power that you hold when you choose to evolve consciously. It's so powerful. So I know I haven't really done a formal introduction of myself, but my name is Haley, and lately I've just been feeling the call to talk about my experiences, and so I do want to get more into that, and also continue to do readings for you lovely folks. I love getting to do the readings because they're so fun, and I know it can definitely bring up different it's almost like reading a book. It's like flipping the page, and it's like, oh, what's happening next, what's coming up, what's this piece of information about? And so readings are super fun. I also want to continue to provide nervous system regulation, awareness and tools and techniques for you all, because that's part of what I'm working on right now, is somatic experiencing, somatic processing. And I think that blends so beautifully into the realm of healing and rediscovery. And so I really want to, give you guys more information on that too. But we'll just see. There's a lot that's in store, and I feel super excited to get to create and share. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. Keep going. Your soul is beautiful. Your soul is worthy of being discovered and explored, held, cherished, harnessed, harbored. So with that, I love you. I hope that you're having a great day. I'll see you in the next one.